Okay. Hey, what's going on? I'm Bossy McKing. I'm here with Lionheart Productions. I'm at the Williamsburg Boxing Gym out here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I'm here with the head man of the Williamsburg Boxing Training right here. My man, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you doing?
Blessed. Man, how long have you guys had this gym out here, man?
Well, we only been here for 5 months.
Okay.
And we already the top gym in New York City.
Absolutely. Name some of the names that came out here and sparred and got some work in.
We've had a lot of good work. We had Edgar Berlanga, who did it at the end of his training camp here. He was like my little brother. I've known him when I trained him in the amateurs. We had Tank Davis come and sparred. A hell of a performance. We have Richardson, African Hitchens.
Oh, yeah.
Who was signed with Floyd Mayweather. Now he's with Matchroom. And he does some of his sparring sessions here. I'm one of his guys that helps him out a lot. We got a lot of guys. We got Vito Milnicki, who's fighting on Saturday up in Barclays Center.
Oh, wow.
He's finishing up his training camp here as well. So we've been looking good lately in the professional world. But then we have our amateurs as well, and we have some of the top amateurs like Dante Lane coming here, and it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, it's amazing. Puerto Rico, you guys have had some great boxers. You talk about Tito Trinidad, Hector Camacho, Miguel Cotto, etc. What is it about a country that brings strong boxers out here and that they perform at this stage?
Well, let me say 2 more names. Wilfredo Bazooka Gomez and Wilfred Benitez.
Well, Wilfred Benitez, I'm out of line for that one. Yeah.
So what makes it great is that our island is so small, right? And for an island to be so small to produce so much talent, it's really a miraculous thing. You know what I'm saying? It's unheard of. You look at a country like Mexico, who is huge, and they have plenty of world champions. But the rivalry is big because we look at it like we don't have that many people, but the small amount of people we got, we've been able to create not just talented boxers, but also singers, artists, right?
Yeah.
Actors, right?
Absolutely.
And our country is just really talented, you know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, and we're very prideful. So when we get on a big stage, we love to perform.
Absolutely. Who do you see now coming up as some of the good Puerto Rican fighters that you think everybody should keep a lookout for? I know your son's fighting. Talk about your son.
Yeah, my son he's in the ring right now, shadow boxing, Malito Roman. He started when he was a little kid, 6 years old. He grew up in the gym because I was fighting at the time, right? And so, it was like second nature there. He was growing up, eating potato chips, doing whatever, and hanging out in the gym. And then one day he just said, Pop, I want to do it too. So I said, okay. It was around. He had already learned his stance and all that stuff, how to throw his punches when he was like 6, 7 years old. But then when he was 10, he took it serious and started fighting. And now he's 16 years old. And he's made a lot of noise, you know what I mean? He's got a few championships. He was ranked in the nation in the United States. Right now he's been scouted by the Puerto Rican national team, so there's a lot going on in his world. And he's just a kid, 16 years old, you know what I mean? And you look at the professional stage, and Edgar Berlanga has been making a lot of noise, you know what I mean? He had a nice knockout streak going, and they upped his competition a little bit, and he's still finding himself, you know what I mean? But the last fight, he was able to, go back to his roots for being a boxer, a pure boxer, which is what he was in the amateurs. A lot of people think, oh, he came out blazing, he's a big puncher. No, he was a pure boxer, so he's going back to that, and you're going to see bigger things from him now that he is back to those boxing moves, We also have Xander Zayas, who's making noise as well. He's a 154 junior middleweight. I forget his record now, but he's on the rise. He's not there yet, but he's shown a lot of promise. Other than them two, you would have to go down in the lower divisions where Angel Tito Costa is a big puncher. And I believe he won the title. It's tough right now. There's a kid named Omar Rosario. He's also a really good, smooth boxer. And we'll see, man. It's not. There's not one guy that you look at and go, oh, he's the guy. Yet, Like I said, Edgar is there, he's close, and Xander Zayas is probably right under him.
Let me actually intercept when you talk about Edgar. What do you think some of the things that you would tell? You don't got to go too far in it, but things that he needs to work on to advance himself to be a name and to be reckoned with in the division.
I would just tell him what I used to tell him when he was a kid. Stick to what you know, right? And what he knew was footwork, hand speed, a beautiful jab, which he has, and he doesn't use often. He has to use it a little more. And just get back to his being comfortable, where he's super confident. When we used to box in the amateurs, he was one of the most confident kids out there, and it was because he believed in his boxing ability. And so I would say don't be so much of a, don't believe the hype so much of your knockout power, even though it is real. Just don't believe the hype. Go back to what you are, who you are, and then the power's going to be there. The knockouts will come.
Right. You're saying build the foundation. Build the foundation.
Absolutely. Which the foundation is already built. He just has to find it again. That's all. And I think he's done that. In his last fight, he got there, and I think he's just going to build off of that.
What is some of the most important things do you tell your son about this game of boxing? I mean, there's so many things going on. Making weight, eating the right nutrition, staying away from the bad distractions out there. But what do you think is the number one thing that you can stay grounded on that's going to keep you going forward?
Self-discipline. Like don't wait for me to tell you, or wait for another coach to tell you. Just wake up in the morning with boxing on your mind, and, training hard and doing the right thing at all times. I tell him every morning when I drop him off at school, do the right thing. That's one of my main slogans to him, and he knows what that means. That means everything. Eat right, don't mess around, don't stay out the streets, come to the gym right after school, and then put the work in. And he's worked hard since he was a little baby in the gym, so he knows what it is to hustle and grind and do what he has to do. And so, and he has a lot of role models, you know what I mean? There's great people around him. We got Khalil Cole, who's one of my fighters. And he's here sparring all the time, and he's like a bigger brother to him, where he can look up to him and say, okay, this is how it's done. We got Richardson Hitchens, like I said, comes in here, and he loves Hitchens like crazy. He studies him, he watches him in here. All my fighters do, and they look at him like an older brother. So it's cool to have that, not all the fighters have that, you know what I mean? Like also Berlanga, he's known Berlanga since he was like a little kid.
Oh, wow.
And so he's been able, they're like brothers, they mess around and stuff, but then he sees when he's in the gym, he trains his ass off. So, I think he's picked up on all those things, and it's just gonna benefit him in the future, you know what I'm saying? But he also studies the game, he watches videos on YouTube, he watches Floyd Mayweather, he listens to him. He hears the discipline he had, the self-discipline, where he was the hardest worker in the gym. He knows that's what it takes, you know what I mean? And I tell him, sometimes I'll send him a video, look at this, just watch this video a couple times, not once, you know what I mean? And let it sink in so that you understand, So he's a smart kid, he's been able to pick stuff up.
Absolutely. Who would you say is your top 5 fighter of all time? When you were boxing.
Of all time?
Yeah, all time. Top
of all
5.
time, I'll say this. Number 1 is Sugar Ray Robinson. Okay. Number 2 is Joe Louis.
Okay.
Number 3 is Pernell Whitaker.
Okay.
Number 4 is Henry Armstrong.
Okay.
And number 5, Muhammad Ali.
Absolutely.
You like that one?
Yeah. I gotta agree with you. Sugar Ray, boxing aficionado.
Yeah, I'm a boxing genius.
Yeah. That's the school of boxing right here.
Yeah.
This is my last question. Puerto Rico had hit a bad hurricane. What do you think right now, as far as the rebuilding process, should be step 1?
It's gonna take money, right? And it's gonna take money from the United States government, because although we're our own country, we're also a commonwealth of the United States, and they run our government. So it's going to take a president that knows what he's doing and that cares about our people to step out in the front line and say it's time to really give back to them, not just talk about it and say, I grew up with Puerto Rican people in my neighborhood when I was young, and I know I'm kind of Puerto Rican. No, not. You know what our people are going through and what they're going through right now. So it's going to take somebody to understand and say, no, now's the time. We're going to do it, and let's get it done. Here's your money. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Williamsburg Boxing Gym.
Eric Roman Sr. This is my partner. He's the owner of the gym, Jimbo.
Doing, guys?
And we've been doing this now for 5 months, and we're just gonna keep moving, man. We're already at the top in New York. We want to be the top gym in the country, and it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
We're gonna be there.
This is where it's at in Brooklyn, right in the heart of Puerto Rico, right here, man.
That's
Ladies
right.
and
This is
gentlemen.
Los Sudas, the south side of Williamsburg. Come through, get your work done with the best.
Absolutely. Lionheart Productions, Bossy McKing, I'm out. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you guys for having me down here, man. You gotta do it again, man.